Hello, and welcome back to Bay Area Housewife of True Crime, where I like to tell the stories of the real cucuys and lloronas of the world. We are at part 2 of the Monte Salyer case. As a reminder, topics may be triggering. Viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised. The people mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in court. With all that being said, grab your hot Cheetos and let's dive back into today's case. In December of 2012, the prosecution offered Monte a plea deal where he could have pleaded guilty for lesser offenses in exchange for 20 years in prison, followed by 10 years of probation. He rejected the plea deal and requested a trial. About a dozen of the victim supporters in favor of the people were present at this real life monsters hearing in Georgia, and some traveled as far away as Michigan and California. They were disappointed when they attended the December 2012 hearing, where they expected Monte to take the plea deal, and he made a last minute decision to reject it and go to trial instead. After his rejection of the plea deal, Assistant District Attorney Ken Kennemer said that the state would oppose any reduction of any charges, and the deal was now completely off the table. The DA also expressed feeling a great sense of frustration when Monte's impulse rejection at the hearing, where they thought was supposed to resolve the case. And from the looks of it, his very own attorney was also livid with his client's decision that on January of 2013, he filed a motion removing himself as counsel, citing ethical conflict. There were some pretrial issues which could not be resolved, which resulted in my motion to withdraw. The man who defended the pedo bear said to the press. Alas, when the trial commenced, Whitfield County Superior Court Judge Cindy Morris's courtroom was filled with the defendant and his new attorney, the prosecution, supporters of both sides, and a jury of 9 women and 3 men. It surprises me no more that these real life monsters who face serious allegations like the one we're talking about today always have their band of loyal supporters, usually members of their congregation. At trial, the prosecution was able to explain how Monte Salyer was a real life cucuy hiding out in a church, how he preyed on his victims. Monte abused the trust he gained with the families and at their mutual place of worship, and sexually abused their daughters on a regular basis throughout their entire stolen childhood. The jury also heard the testimonies of several law enforcement officers, a nurse who examined the 8-year-old, the victims' families, and even Monte's wife, Penny. The forensic nurse who examined Monte's 8-year-old relative testified how the 8-year-old told her that he placed his hand on her vaginal area and moved it around. This real-life cucuy's relatives testified at his trial and went into great detail of the horror this little girl faced at the hands of someone she trusted. Also able and strong enough to face their predator were now 17-year-old and 21-year-old victims. The defense chose not to call any witnesses to testify on Monte's behalf. The jury was made to watch a recorded interview Professor Monte had with authorities wherein he admitted to being sexually attracted to his 8-year-old relative, that he had issues controlling his urges, and had sexually assaulted her. Detectives went to his home in Rocky Face, Georgia, interviewed him, and were able to elicit a confession. The way Monte described it, and I quote, "There is some level of attraction. I have not tried to do that to her, but there have been times when she hasn't always had underwear and likes to get on my lap. And I do pick her up, so I think contact is possible." Unquote. He goes on to say how his 8-year-old relative was, quote, "a little confused about what was really going on," unquote. He explained to detectives how the 8-year-old would sometimes sit on his lap, but he felt that she was at the age where she should no longer be doing that and did not know how to go about it without hurting her feelings. He admitted to officers that although he was attracted to little girls, he didn't really want to be. He went into great detail on how sometimes he would rub her back or legs or help her relax, and he could have, without paying attention, touched her vaginal area. Although he would also touch her on purpose, he admitted that what he was doing was wrong and wanted to change. "I've just been so close to her. I want it to be a healthier relationship, and I'm really sorry." That is a quote.